What is up, America? I am back and I'm feeling alive, so let's crank it to 11 with PlayUSA's Friday 5. I am at Grant D. Lucas in the Twitterverse, at Grant Lucas in the real world. So refreshed and so clean after a week away, piling up random references, jokes, and puns, like the Atlanta Falcons scoring over the first 3 quarters. Only for those references, jokes, and puns to inevitably fall flatter than the Atlanta Falcons in the fourth quarter. Before we get rolling, much like a Cowboys onside kick against the Atlanta Falcons, make sure to like us, subscribe, and to get notifications when we update new content, ring that bell faster than the Atlanta Falcons blowing the fourth quarter lead. Holy moly, we are 1 minute in and I've already hit my limit on Falcons burns. Who are we kidding? There's no limit. Also, for those looking to cash in on some NFL action this week, turn your attention to the description below and FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel's Gridiron Pick'em gives away $5,000 each week. Just pick the winners of each week's matchups and take home a share of the grand prize. Also, FanDuel's newest promotion, the NFL risk-free same-game parlay. Place at least a 3-leg parlay on any one game in week 5. And if it doesn't hit, receive a refund of up to $10 in site credit. And of course, new users who sign up and place their first wager with FanDuel can receive a refund of up to $1,000 in site credit if that bet loses. All right, it is so good to be back. So let's get to it with the topic of this week's 5 games I am not betting on this week. The NFL is the driving force behind legalized sports betting. It's no secret. It's the reason the biggest months by handle have come in the fall. And the NFL is obviously entertaining. The scoring, the comebacks, the storylines, the sheer unpredictability. But it's that last trait that crushes bettors. Like the 2-0 Cardinals going into week 3 as 5.5-point favorites at home against the Lions and losing on a last-second field goal. Or the Eagles going up 17-0 at Washington and losing by 10. Or the Falcons. No, you can pretty much predict that train wreck. As certain as you can be about a pick, so quickly can it burn to ashes. Like a certain NFC South team from Georgia playing in the fourth quarter. I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I claim to be. My betting history will prove such. But what I am certain of is I am not coming close to touching these 5 games. Let's kick things off at number 5. Carolina Panthers at Atlanta Falcons. Okay, it'll be the last time we mention the Falcons. Probably not. But in my defense, this is kind of a positive spin. I mean, you're hesitant. The one knowable aspect of the Panthers was Christian McCaffrey, but with a high ankle sprain sidelining him for about a month, Carolina has to turn elsewhere. Since that loss to Tampa when McCaffrey got hurt, the Panthers have won 2 straight. Teddy Bridgewater has completed 74% of his passes for over 500 yards and 3 TDs. 3 wide receivers have emerged, and Mike Davis looks decent at running back. Plus, the defense has improved week to week. But Atlanta has Matt Ryan, once an MVP. Todd Gurley, once the league's top running back. And a wide receiver thunder and lightning duo of Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. The Falcons have Carolina's number in this division rivalry, winning 7 of the last 8 and 14 of 20 since 2010. But Julio Jones and or Calvin Ridley could be held out due to injury, and Atlanta has given up at least 30 points in each game this season. Plus, all of the preceding slights aimed at the Falcons' incompetence to close out games. No thank you on this game, where Atlanta is a 1.5-point favorite at home. Moving along to number 4, Los Angeles Chargers at New Orleans Saints. Maybe at New Orleans. Word was it was going to relocate to Indianapolis because of Hurricane Delta. Now maybe the Monday night game is staying in the Bayou. I mean, it's kind of still up in the air, but the Saints are solid regardless. A first ballot Hall of Fame QB will do that. An all-pro running back too. But even with a defense that doesn't allow much yardage, the Saints give up a ton of points. More than 30 per game. Of the 9 teams in the league allowing that many, only 2 have winning records. New Orleans and Cleveland, who we'll get to later. The Chargers, meanwhile, they might be the best team with a losing record. Hot take noise here. Despite being 1-3 with a rookie QB, LA has fared relatively well. The teams that have dealt the Chargers their 3 losses have a combined record of 9-3. And those losses were decided by an average of 5 points. Plus, the Chargers held double-digit leads in 2 of those games. Kind of got Falcons syndrome there. Even with the Saints as 8.5-point favorite, I can't pull the trigger here. Checking in at number 3, Arizona Cardinals at New York Jets. America's, were they playing? Game of the week. The Jets have scored a whopping 65 points this season. Second fewest in the league. The only team scoring less is the Jets' roommate, the football Giants. Yeah, that would make me make this face too. No Sam Darnold this week, so enter Joe Flacco. Not a good offense, less good defense. It's an M-E-S-S mess at the Meadowlands. But New York is playing at home in a stadium responsible for more injuries, particularly to visiting players, than anywhere else in the league. And it's the Cardinals. I mean, they've lost 2 straight, arguably to inferior teams. But these same Cards opened the season 2-0, including a win at San Francisco when the Niners were at full strength. Which team shows up for Arizona? Which is why I swiped this game away, even with Arizona as a 7-point favorite. Down to number 2 we go. Indianapolis Colts at Cleveland Browns. I'm not sure I really need to explain why I'm hesitant, right? I mean, it's the Browns. The 4th highest scoring team that also allows the 6th most points. Last week against Dallas, that's a perfect reason not to even think about putting Cleveland on my betting slip. They led 41-14 after 3, then promptly gave up 24 straight points, and if not for an OBJ TD to seal the win, all these Falcons digs would probably be rerouted to Cleveland. The Browns obviously have weapons, but Indy has the league's top defense. They have a likely Hall of Fame QB in Phillip Rivers, a promising running back in Jonathan Taylor. I mean, the Colts, they haven't really played anyone good. But the Bears were undefeated last week. No. But it's not really about the Colts, it's Cleveland. Let's be honest. Can't bet on the Browns, can't bet against the Browns, even as 1.5-point dogs. I have as much trust in Cleveland as the city had in LeBron's loyalty. Moving on to our number 1, Philadelphia Eagles at Pittsburgh Steelers. For the first time since Pennsylvania launched legalized sports betting, the Keystone State gets a taste of intrastate hate. The Eagles and Steelers, once brothers as the Steagles, will meet for the first time since 2016, as division leaders no less. Yeah, go ahead and laugh. I did too. Philly sitting atop the NFC East. It's the only first place team with negative point differential. But the Eagles have won 7 of the last 10 against Pittsburgh, even if those 3 losses came in Pittsburgh. The Steelers might be back as a title contender. Stout D, electric offense. On paper, this is an overwhelming mismatch. But the Eagles could capture lightning in a bottle. They've had miracles happen before. While Vince Papale ain't walking through that door, Pittsburgh comes off a weird week. The Steelers were supposed to play in Tennessee in week 4, but positive COVID tests with the Titans forced a late cancellation, rescheduling, and an unplanned / a not really bye week. I'd be up for figuring Pittsburgh continues playing well, but I can't. I won't. Even with the Steelers giving 7 points. Yeah, all this makes me sound kind of cowardly, unwilling to take the risk, but now I can watch the games without banging my head on the wall like a Falcons fan in the 4th quarter. That was the last one. And I will enjoy every last minute of the action. I hope you all do as well. Remember to like us, subscribe, and click to get notifications. Also, don't forget FanDuel's Gridiron Pick'em that gives away $5,000 each week, or the risk-free same-game parlay. And new users, be sure to sign up and make your first bet with FanDuel to receive a refund of up to $1,000 in site credit if that bet loses. I'm out of here, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all again next week on a new episode of PlayUSA's Friday 5.